Welcome to another quick review from Ultimate DIY. My house is under full construction and has been for quite some time. Now, the problem I have is it is open on the side of my house. The new fencing has not been installed. And so I have to worry about people coming and going. I have a lot of tools with a big tool building over here. So what we're going to do is we are going to put in a 4-channel camera system that has its own hard drive. So I can actually monitor and keep everything here on site. And it will actually protect all of my belongings. I had to do a lot of research before I settled on the Long Plus system. This system has a hard drive. What I actually got on this one is a 2 terabyte hard drive, but it's upgradable to a 10 terabyte hard drive. But this system is also capable of using the cloud. So you can cloud and hard drive. So you can have multiple ways of actually storing your footage. This is going to be a full color 4K 8 megapixel system. And by the way, it's an 8-channel system. I ended up with 4 cameras with this one, but I can upgrade it to the full 8. Not only is it color in daylight, it's color at night as well. They actually use, this is your camera, they use little LED lights and they will brighten up everything and put everything in color for you if you would like to have color. If you don't want that and you want to just use the regular infrared black and white at night, you can do that as well. These actually have 132 degrees of vision. This has a built-in microphone. So if you have one up by your front door and someone's dropping off a package or they're at the door knocking at the door, you're able to actually talk to them. And not only talk to them from inside the house, but this actually has an app that you can use that will allow you to talk to people and view your footage and all kinds of things from a smart device. Well, another really cool thing about this is it is using the new AI technology, so it will detect things like pets and people and cars. And speaking of actually detecting people, one thing that this does that some of the others I've seen do not do is this has flashing lights that are going to go off if it detects someone, and you can set it up with an alarm so it'll actually sound an alarm, and hopefully that'll deter people from wanting to hang around your home or your business. There's a couple of final things that were really important to me. One of them is this is a PO system, which is power over Ethernet. So what that means is I can take this camera and I can mount it, and all I have to have is one cable, which is going to be the PoE cable, which will hook in right here at the end. That means I do not have to run a power source out to everywhere I put these cameras. So I don't have to run electrical wires everywhere. That saves me an awful lot of money and an awful lot of time. And on top of everything else, guys, there was one other thing I needed to mention that I just remembered. Not only is this 132 degrees of vision, but it actually picks up to 100 feet away. So it's a very wide area that this is going to pick up. Now, the very final thing that I said that was really important to me is going to be plug and play. Now, this is truly plug and play. The only thing that may take you a few minutes is downloading an app if you want to watch it on your phone or access it from your phone or smart device. But as far as plugging this in, I'm going to show you how you hook it up, but it is so incredibly easy. I mean, there is nothing else to download. You plug it in, hook your monitor up to it, hit the power button, and there you go. You don't even have to have a computer to make this work because all you need is a monitor. So you could set this somewhere in your house in a utility room, have the hard drive sitting there, have it hooked up to a monitor, and you're good to go. Now, for some of the other functions, you are going to want the Ethernet hooked up to it so that you can view from a mobile device and things like that, or you can access a cloud. But the base system itself is extremely quick. Everything on the table is going to be inside of this box. And this hard drive looks kind of like a little mini VCR. You're going to have 4 bundles of cable. These are the PoE cable. These are going to be 60 foot. So you have 4 of those, one for each camera. The next thing I'm going to point out is the cameras. Now they're going to have 2 LED lights in the very front, cameras in the center, and they have the other little flashing lights and all down underneath, which are going to go crazy if there's an intruder showing up around your property. And you have the cable coming out the back. The main one that you're going to be concerned with is this large one here. Now you can mount this up underneath an eave. You can mount it directly on a wall. You're going to get a power supply. They're going to go ahead and give you a little patch cable that you can use. They give you 4 stickers, one that you can put around each camera area showing that they are under surveillance. You will also get all the anchors, including the inserts if you're trying to mount in brick or in a sheetrock. You have the screws in here. You even have the little tool to be able to adjust the camera, the little Allen head. So they pretty much think of everything there. And then you are going to get a mouse. So the first thing I'm going to explain to you is the lights. If you look at the very front of this, you're going to have a light here for cloud. You're going to have one for hard drive. You're going to have one for net. You're going to have one for power. You also have a USB-A extra port in the front. Your power button is going to be the back left upper right here. To plug it in is simply going to be the little plug in here that goes to your transformer, and you plug it in. Now I already have the transformer powered on. I've got it going to an actual power strip. You're going to have a USB, which is where your little mouse is going to go. So we're going to hook that up right now, just like that. You have 2 choices to hook to the monitor, and they are right here. You can do the VGA, or you can do your HDMI, and we are going to do the HDMI. So all you would do is simply tie it right here. Let's see, I'm upside down. There we go. And you would take the other end of this and hook it to the monitor. And the next one over is going to be your audio out connection. Then you are going to have your internet. So I just have a patch cable here to simulate my internet right now. So we would take and you would just plug it in there, and this would go to your net. Now the next cable or cables that you would hook up would be your PoE cables, and they're going to just slide in here, and you can pick any one of these because it does not really matter. It will come out on the screen just based on what's in here. Now that being said, we're only going to hook the one up for right now. You are going to take a camera, and you look at the very end. It's pretty simple. They just slide right in with a little thumb spot right here where it's indented, and you are now in, and it should start flashing as soon as I power it on. And what I'm going to do is turn it around so you can see some of the lights in the front. They're not all going to light up because we're not hooked up to internet or cloud. But we are going to reach back here now, turn it on, and we have our floodlights coming on. Everything is setting up. Do it kind of like that. And our light, we show power right now. We don't have a hard drive light on because we're not recording now. It's doing this, showing now it's signaling there's something going on. So if this was outside and a intruder was walking by, it would start flashing like that and start recording. And it picks up that motion. So that's it. That's all there is to set it up. It's extremely quick. If you're at work, you can not only use the app, but you can use your computer at work and you can look and see what's going on. You can log in real quick. So it gives you a whole nother way to view what's going on. It's going to ask you to scan the QR code. Now, at first it makes it look like it's going to be all the cameras. You don't need to do that. You just scan the QR code for the actual hard drive. That is your system. When you do that, you can go through and you can pick the different cameras and view everything. Cannot be happier with the picture, the way it's set up. I cannot wait to go and get the rest of my siding up all the way so I can permanently mount everything. And I like the fact I got to experiment and put a camera up on a building and on a fence, because I may go ahead and move these cameras around to different parts of the yard, and I think I'm going to bury some of that cable, and that way I can get way out into the corner of a yard and maybe pick up different angles. So guys, If I was going to rate this system on a scale of 1 to 5, I'd have to give it 5 stars. I think it's an amazing system. There is just a ton of things that this does. So if you're looking for a really good camera system, one that's expandable, hard drive wise and camera wise, I don't think you're going to go wrong with this system. Do yourself a favor, pick yourself up one today, and we'll see you guys on the next review.